Let's open up the doors. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Daily with Doc. So as everybody is coming into the room, if you are watching us out in the internet land, wherever that may be, or on the radio land, if you're video, you are more than welcome to join us on Daily with Doc live. So we have a Zoom meeting that we host each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 12 to 12:50 p.m. And you are invited to the party. Folks, this is a party of empowerment. And my name is Becca Dukes. As the hostess of this hour of empowerment, we are bringing information that allows you to be able to take control of your own health by giving you so much that you can put in your toolbox to assist you in helping yourself. So I'm a total DIYer, okay? Do-it-yourselfer. And this message that we're going to be sharing with you today changed my life from the fact that, or from the status because of pain, to now being able to enjoy life, go to the gym, work out, go on hikes, go on the beach, and have no restrictions whatsoever, and being 100 pounds lighter than I used to be. So there's a lot of pluses and bonuses to taking the information that you hear today and implementing it. You know, we can read, we can listen, but without action, we're going to stay right where we're at. So we encourage you to take action. Now, this program is a resource to a very large, amazing community. And if you were invited by one of those individuals within this community, make sure that you get back with them and tell them thank you for the information that they shared with you. Folks, they cared enough about you to make sure you also have in your toolbox this message that allows you to be able to take control. So health is simple. We live in a world that's made it more difficult just because they want you to think that it's difficult, but it really isn't. Health is simple. And I'm so excited that we are able to bring to you one of the founding fathers of a science called epigenetics. This science has proven that there are no genetic diseases. Folks, we're nutritionally deficient. So yes, we get our genetics, of course, skin color, eye color, hair color, lots of things that are passed on because of genes and traits. But disease is not necessarily one of them. And I'm very thankful for that. Because of this message, I was able to have the hope. And if I could get everybody muted, please, that would be fabulous. Thank you so much. Because we want to make sure that this is like, you can focus without any distractions to the best that you possibly can. So, Dr. Joe Wallach, he is absolutely amazing in all that he has done in his short lifetime, which he's getting up there in years, and he is still going strong with the message and making sure that his passion for people, for helping them find longevity, is continued. And that's part of my purpose as well. But the content of this program is to provide educational information only on the importance of supplementation. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are our for any different diseases. But folks, when you give your body what it's starving for and get past that just barely surviving mode, the body can do some amazing things. So as empowered individuals, we can take action. And that's what this program is to give you information so you too can take action. So this program is also being sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. If you have never spoken to anybody about longevity, about Dr. Wallach, and you would like to speak with somebody, we do have a call team that is standing by at 855-949-3377. This is for people that have never spoken to anybody about longevity, have never tried the coaches that are here to assist you in making sure that you are getting the nutrition tailored to what your needs and your goals are. And this is all based on Dr. Wallach's recommendations. We do on our website, dailywithdoc.com, have a store that has all the products that Dr. Wallach is going to be mentioning in the next 45 minutes, and also a contact option. So if you have any questions for Dr. Wallach and you would like to ask a question or have Dr. Wallach's response to your questions and your health concerns, you can use that contact option as well. But most importantly, if you have not signed up for our newsletter yet, sign up for our newsletter. You will then receive just once a week at this time, but we're getting ready to launch a whole newsletter, receiving links to our previous programming that is available with descriptions. So you can do an easy little search and find the things that you're looking for. We do have the replays on dailywithdoc.com. And for live up to date, they're also on the Critical Health News channel of YouTube, Rumble, and Critical Health of Facebook. We are expanding. So if you are plugging in somewhere else on a different platform to watch videos and information that shares the truth about what you can do as an empowered individual, please reach out and let us know what platform you are using. Well, let's get right to it. Dr. Wallach has a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. He's a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and a lead pathologist and I think he's a lead veterinarian also, on an amazing mission to conserve and also to make sure that the white rhino in Africa did not go extinct, because they were looking at around 200 of alive, and now over 20,000 because of his efforts. Well, he took that and he wanted to go even beyond saving the white rhino and save humanity, as he saw that decline in health was not a downward trend. Well, the decline was going upward because there was more and more decline. The longevity was going down, and he's like, okay, God gave me a lot of information. How can I use it to best serve humanity? And I am so excited that he found the answer to that calling, and he is here with us today. Dr. Joel Wallach, who has an amazing alphabet soup behind his name, with a Bachelor of Science and a Doctorate of Veterinary Medicine, and a naturopathic physician. Welcome, Dr. Wallach. What do you have for us today?
Thank you so much, Rebecca, and thank you, team, for being here to help so many people. It's a constant kaleidoscope of finding things to help people live better and longer, and it's possible. Okay, everybody has a chance. When you look at the statistics, when you look at the industrialized world, even with all the information we have, everything we know, the longevity record is set by a French woman by the name of Jean Calment. She died in 1997, age 122 years and 164 days. And then emergency room doctors in the United States, their life expectancy is 58.7. That's been published in the medical journal over and over and over, because people 58.7. And let's see here. And then professional athletes, that's the one that shocked me, because you think with all the exercise they do and all the training they get in nutrition and exercise, their life expectancy is 56.7. 56.7, okay? And billionaires, their life expectancy is, let's see here, 60, I think it's 66.3 is for billionaires. And they can afford the best of everything. 66.3 is not very good, okay, for billionaires. So what's going on here? Well, they're getting a lot of misinformation and they're doing what's comfortable as opposed to doing what's necessary. Today, I want to talk specifically about arteries. Arteries carry blood and oxygen all over the body to give your oxygen to every cell in the body, but also nutrients to maintain repair. What are arteries? Arteries are very interesting tubes that go from your heart throughout the body. And as you go farther and farther away from the heart, the arteries get smaller and smaller and smaller. That keeps the pressure up, okay? And the walls of the arteries, it's kind of like skin on the outer wall. And then there's a layer of collagen, the same stuff that your Achilles tendon is made up out of, okay? It's the same stuff that the heart valves are made up out of. And then there's elastic fibers, which encircle the tube just underneath the skin of the tube, okay? And this elastin squeezes and helps move the fluid along, and the red blood cells, white blood cells move along the arteries. And then there's smooth muscle between the outer layer of the arteries, and then this elastin, there's smooth muscle, which squeezes the blood so that it is moving along, okay? And this starts at the heart. And of course, some of it goes to the lungs after it's been oxygenated, and, okay, back to the heart, and then the heart squeezes it out into the body. And so that's kind of the short version of it. And so let's look a little bit deeper here. When you look at the expenditure we have, our biggest expenditure for a single category is arthritis, $626.8 billion. Okay. Heart disease, which includes these arteries, is $316.8 billion, about half the cost. Okay. And then let's see here. The kidney dialysis, well, kidney dialysis, 24 billion it costs us because the kidney systems aren't working, including blocked arteries and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. High blood pressure, 131 billion. Heart disease, 316.8 billion. And things were, why is it so expensive? Well, because it afflicts so many people. Now, what I want to talk about is how do we deal with this stuff going on in the arteries? How do we deal with the arteries? Okay, the high blood pressure, how do we deal with all the stuff going on, aneurysms and blockages and so forth? Well, we need collagen products, okay? Collagen is very important. It's sort of like the rebar in your arteries and veins. Collagen peptides, plain, okay, 20 grams with enzymes, okay? Joint health formula, 8.5 grams with collagen. Hair, skin, and nails formula, this is all from Longevity, 5 grams with enzymes. Collagen creamer, 7.5 grams. Let's see here, Pro Joint FX is a great price. Glucogel, and of course, Glucogel is one of our first collagen products we added to our regimen. That was for, let's see, our great basketball player, okay, and who he's 24 years old. You know who I'm talking about, Becca.
Well, there's Mike Glenn, who is a basketball player, but you're thinking of Theo Ratliff.
Yes, there you go.
Who was introduced to you by Mike Glenn, also.
That's correct. And so he's only 24 years old. He had to give up, $3 million contract with the Atlanta Hawks because he had bone-to-bone arthritis in his knees, he had bone arthritis in his hips, he had a fracture in his shooting arm wrist, and so he had to give up his with the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack for him, okay, and it had the glucogel in it, okay? And the glucogel is a very, very interesting product, 500 milligrams. It has the highest amount of collagen in it. 2 capsules gives you 500 milligrams. One capsule gives you 250 milligrams of collagen. And it brought brought him back, so he was able to get back into professional basketball, and he played for another, I don't know, 10, 11 years, made $100 million. So I think the glucogel worked for him. Okay, we do have the liquid. It's 100 milligrams per ounce of the glucogel liquid. The capsules are easier to take. They're much lighter if you can take the glucogel liquid at home. And then the fit shakes, okay, which includes bone broth, which is actually a whole, as well as all this collagen. All right. And so this is stuff that is what they say is repeatable. It's something that is unimpeachable. In other words, you can't say, that won't work. It works. Okay. It works. We've been doing this, gosh, for 20 something years. And it's one of those things which is unimpeachable. We have so many professional athletes in every sport. We have so many professionals, whether it's the police system, the people who do physical work, okay, people who work with buildings and farmers, they need the collagen also because of everything they do out in the fields, okay? So this is something that's unimpeachable. And so you do want to get a hold of the books, Epigenetics, okay? Okay.
Got it.
The Epigenetic theory of disease transmission. And then the Wallach Revolution goes into some of the more famous people who have had joint problems and everything. We have our healthy bone and joint pack, which has all the collagen in it and all the minerals and everything necessary for healthy bones.
I got it for you, Doc.
Okay.
You just tell me what book you want up, and I will put
Hell's
up.
Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen's next. Okay. Hell's Kitchen was written because for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we had used wood for fuel, and everybody learned if they put the wood ashes and coal ashes into their gardens, they got a much better yield and they were much healthier. Now they didn't know all the biochemistry involved, but they just knew there was something in wood ashes and coal ashes. When you put them in the garden, they did something to the plants, give them a better yield, but also it made the consumer very healthy and happy. So Hell's Kitchen is very good until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882. We pulled the switch and started electricity. And Thomas Edison pulled that switch and started electricity. Within just about 20 years, 19 years, suddenly now we have all these diseases showing up. They're just really collagen deficiency diseases, okay, like arthritis and osteoporosis and that kind of stuff, because suddenly now nobody was using wood stoves anymore. Nobody was using fireplaces anymore. They're just using electricity. There was no more byproduct of wood ashes and coal ashes, so they didn't have an easy access to collagen, okay? And let's see here. A big one for me, of course, was the book, It's All in Your Head. There you go, all in your head. Because the skull, when you have osteoporosis of the skull, you're going to wind up with as many as 37 different diseases. Okay. And this book goes into great detail. There's a CD that goes along with it. And so the top picture at autopsy, we took the top of the skull off, and you can see looking down on this normal brain, but the skull is normal. It's a 1/4 inch thick. The bottom one, if osteoporosis of the skull, looking down on the skull at autopsy, taking the top of the skull off, looking down, the brain is kind of like scrambled eggs. Okay. Couldn't get enough oxygen, couldn't get enough blood in there when the patient was alive. So they got all these brain problems. And then when you look at that skull, okay, this is squeezing the 12 pairs of cranial nerves and the spinal cord. Okay. And it's one of those things where there you go. There's all the issues that you're going to get. We have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay. And there's 37 diseases. Well, I think we've got more than that. So when we reprint the book, the numbers are going to go up to 50. Okay, because I think there's 37 in the book right now. We'll go up to 57 because we found more and more and more things that are happening when you have osteoporosis of the skull. And it's reversible. Just supplement properly, stay away from the bad foods, maximize absorption, and within weeks you see improvement. Within months, all these problems are gone. And it's very scary that doctors don't know this. They're not taught this in school. All they're taught is osteoporosis occurs from the neck down. They're not taught that osteoporosis afflicts the skull. Okay, and so I had to teach them that. And of course, they're still finding it, because when I talk to doctors about it, they get up and walk out of the room. They, no, we don't get taught that in school. It can't be right. Okay, so
But it's just common sense, Dr. Wallach. The skull is a bone.
yep,
You get osteoporosis in any bone. It's not just in that one little square inch or that one bone, because it's because a nutritional deficiency. If there's a nutritional in your finger and your big toe, how can there not be a nutritional deficiency or the effects of a nutritional deficiency in the skull?
there you go.
What page is that? Because when you hold it up, we can't hear you
I'm
as
covering the
well.
page,
So
I'm sorry. Page 22.
towards the back. So the spinal cord and the ventral ramen.
It's
Tell us
amazing.
about this one, Doc.
Huh?
Tell us about this page.
Okay, that page, it goes into all the nerves. When you have osteoporosis of the skull, all the nerves going down into the body are affected. Every joint, every bone, including the bone marrow, which makes read out by connective tissue, scar tissue, you saw in those pictures of the skulls. Same thing happens in all the bones in the body. And so when you have osteoporosis of the skull, your entire body has an affliction. And because all those nerves from the skull go all over the body. And people say, well, man, I've got tingling in my toes, and no matter what I do for that, it just won't go away. Well, that's because it's happening up here. Okay, your skull is squeezing the spinal cord, and the spinal cord goes all the way down to your toes, from your head all the way down to your toes. And so when you're dealing with healing bones, you want to heal the skull as well as your hip joint, as well as your knee joints, as well as your shoulder joints, your finger joints. You can't just put aspirin on your finger joints and the pain goes away to solve the problem. No, because you got the greater problem in your skull and in the bone marrow going away and being replaced with scar tissue and connective tissue, all that kind of stuff, platelets, and it's very, very scary. Okay. And the last one, book I want to show here is the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. And we want to go to page 251, and it's chapter 10, and it talks about glacial milk. Okay, glacial milk. And glacial milk has been talked about for thousands of years. People knew that up in the mountains, did you get the page? Remember?
Yep, I got it. 251.
Oh, there you go. Okay. And so you have to appreciate that this afflicts everybody. Okay. And when here we go. Okay. Glacial milk would come down from the top of the mountains to the valleys, and then the water would evaporate and go away. It left behind all this powder, which was ground up minerals. Okay, and that's why bottomland was so, including flooding, why it was so fertile. Well, once they started damming up the rivers, and including the rivers coming out of the
Out of the tall mountains all around the world, aren't they?
yeah, same thing happens all around the world. Okay, when you start putting dams up to make electricity, it dams up that source of minerals, okay, that came down in the glacial milk, And suddenly now we had so many diseases nobody ever seen before. Okay, and that's why we're having all these people dying early. In the old days, people lived to be 930. They
Those are the
lived to be
ancient days.
hmm?
That's not the old days. Those are the ancient days.
Well, the
So like
ancient days.
biblical days.
Yeah, biblical days, right? Okay, and they let's see here. Adam lived to be 930. Let's see here. Then we had the guy who lived to be 900 and
Methuselah?
Methuselah, thank you. Methuselah lived to be 950 or 940. And then there was, let's see.
There were a lot of them,
G,
Dr. Wallach.
G,
I can't remember them all. You do a whole
G.
lot better than I do.
Okay,
Enoch or Enosh. But
okay.
so there was a lot, and it has to do with that land flowing with milk and honey, and that milk
Yes,
being that was full of minerals.
Grinding up the rocks.
So it just totally makes sense, because now our water is so heavily purified and distilled and filtered, is taking all that nutrition out of the water. We have to be intentional in making sure we get it.
Let's compare Egypt with Israel. Okay. Israel today, their life expectancy is 83. Egypt is 71. The Israelis live 12 years longer than the Egyptians. Is that because they have better genes? No. That means they have more nutrition than the Egyptians have. Okay, because the Egyptians have dammed up all the rivers and everything for hydroelectric and this and the other. And it's one of those things where the one I was thinking was Methuselah. Methuselah lived to be 969.
Well, Dr. Wallach, let's work on helping people get to at least 120.
Yes, that's easy. That's easy doable. Okay, gotta stay away from the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no brown oats, no sugar, no buckwheat, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. And let's see here, naturally carbonated water has to go, because it neutralizes your stomach acid, so you cannot digest food and absorb minerals. Okay, and so when you look in the old days, the people who lived a long time came from very specific places. Okay, they didn't come from everywhere, and it was very specific. And when you study the places that these people lived a long time, okay, it is because they're getting all these minerals. Okay, and there's many sources of the minerals, many ways the minerals got ground up, so they weren't just boulders rolling down the mountains and ground up into a fine powder. And that's what made the water look milky, and that's why they called it glacial milk. Okay, and it's one of those things where it's very, very simple once you begin to understand what's going on here. And so we can actually copy what's going on in nature. Okay, and it's a lot cheaper to copy what's going on in nature than it is to ship nature all over the world. Okay, and so that's why we started doing what we do. And this is coming out here pretty quick, and I know you're working on this hard. Okay. Yeah, this is the 90 for Life crusade to save the world and humanity. You got to add the and humanity on there. Okay, and this can be about 75 pages, and it talks about the athletes who live a long time. Talks about the ancient people who lived a long time. Goes into that stuff, and so that everybody who can read 6th grade information, and this is all the stories are extracted from the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and so this is very, very good. And all the pictures, I believe, are in color. All the pictures are in color, so it's very easy to understand. And famous people who have lived to be long periods of time, and they have gotten rid of terrible health things that they've been treated for years and years and years by the medical system. We gave them our nutritional products, and in weeks their problem they had for 25 to 50 years would go away. Okay, because they're just simple nutritional deficiency diseases. And so we're looking to build an army. we want to have at least 10,000 presentations a day. Okay, and right now we're probably getting a couple of thousand presentations a day because we have people right now in 80 countries putting on meetings, and they're doing radio and Zooms and all this kind of stuff. So I think we're probably getting about 3,000 meetings a day around the world. So it's just like 3 times what we're doing now. And the tool, okay, I guarantee you we're going to get requests to have it printed in
Different
German.
languages.
Yes, French, Spanish, Chinese, Hebrew. It'll be probably just like the book Dead Doctors Alive. The book Dead Doctors Alive is in 12 languages. And so I think probably we'll wind up with maybe 30, 40, 50 languages in this new book coming out. Okay, 90 for Life. Crusade to save the world. Yeah, to save the world and the
Humanity.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So
well, Doc, let's get started on saving humanity now, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
We've got lots of questions that are coming in from YouTube and also hands that are raised here. You are watching Daily with Doc with Dr. Joel Wallach and myself, Becca Dukes. We are honored to be able to bring, and it's not just honored, Dr. Wallach. I think we're called. It is our duty to provide this information to you so that you also can reap the benefits of what minerals and nutrients that have been put on this earth for us to consume so that we can maintain the body or even regain what the body was designed to do, and that is to thrive.
You said something very important there. The good Lord gave us everything we need, and it's our messing around with it that causes us to get left out of something or many things. And so we're suffering because we don't understand everything. Our books have been so popular and our products have been so popular. And this new flip chart, okay, and the thing that's going to go on your computer, okay.
Digital download.
Digital download to go on your computer. All those will be available to you. And this is going to equalize, okay, the information all around the world, because we're going to put this in, we'll get requests for languages. This is going to be done in many languages. I'm very, very excited about that. And I'm already getting language translators banging on my doors saying, count us in and so forth, because people realize the importance of this. And some people, they can't read English, they're left out. But if it's in their language, they're so excited to have the information. Okay.
Well, we're going to make it happen, Dr. Wallach, as long as I'm in charge.
Enough.
Well, let's go ahead and get some questions answered, Dr. Wallach. Richard out on YouTube is asking for you to explain the benefits of EFAs. So we were talking about the arteries and how they start in the heart, and how are EFAs beneficial? He says that he drinks his Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.5, my favorite version, every day, but sometimes he forgets his EFAs. How important are they?
Well, they're as important as oxygen. Okay, the EFAs.
There you go, Richard.
They're as important as oxygen, because EFAs, they have a lot of things they do, everything from lubrication and that kind of stuff. But to me, the most important thing is they allow the arteries, okay, they allow the arteries to go through the body with the blood, and it prevents the blood from prematurely clotting. Okay, it prevents premature clotting, so you don't get blood clots. You just bump yourself on their desk or something, you die an hour later from a blood clot because you bumped yourself on your desk. Well, EFAs prevent that kind of thing. Okay, and so you have a history of blood clots in your family. It's not genetic. It's a bad diet and a bad environment. Okay, for one thing or another, not absorbing nutrients. You may live in a place where you might only have 12 nutrients in your food instead of 100. Okay. And so you have to, when we came up with all these programs, we had to have every nutrient that the human being needs, okay, to make sure we're covering every base. And the essential fatty acids cover a lot of territory. They prevent abnormal clotting, and they also allow the walls of every cell to allow nutrients to come in and out. Okay. It makes the wall of the cells do things that it wouldn't be able to do without the essential fatty acids.
All right, thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And Carl wants to know, does osteoporosis of the skull cause Bell's palsy?
Bell's palsy is actually caused by stuff going on in the brain with I think it's the look it up, the seventh cranial nerve. Bell's palsy.
You know, I love this book because you can easily go to page number 9.
Yeah, Bell's palsy, seventh cranial nerve being squeezed in the skull. And at one side of your face will droop where it's getting squeezed, and maybe two side will. Maybe you'll never only have one side, okay? Because it's not a systemic thing. It's very specific where the skull is squeezing the seventh cranial nerve as it's coming out of the brain and causing that part of your face to drop, okay?
All right, thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And let's go to Farhan, who has his hand up. Farhan, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome.
Hello. Hey guys, hey Dr. Wallach. So I have a client. He's 81 years old. He's 5'10" tall, 175 pounds. He's recently had an aneurysm. He has peripheral neuropathy. He has tinea cruris. It's like a fungal infection near his groin, and he's on a couple of medications. He's on thyroid medication. He's on metoprolol for his blood pressure. He's on tamsulosin for his prostate, and finasteride for the prostate, I guess, as well, or cholesterol. So what would you recommend for him?
Okay, this guy's a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is he a mess? This is not just aging. Okay, I guarantee you, he's eating gluten. He's eating wheat, bran, and oats 3 meals a day, and he's not supplementing, because all these are nutritional deficiency diseases. Okay, so his body weight, let's see, he weighs 175 pounds, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so he needs to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then I want him to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. He needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 dinner time. They're going to help rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between vertebrae, bone rakes, bone itself, walls of arteries, and all this kind of stuff. Very important. Then the let's see here. I'd have him take the. Let's have him take the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. So that's going to support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through the brain, through the prostate, through all that kind of stuff. I do want him also to have the collagen peptides. You can take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that with his morning drink, scoop of the evening drink. That's going to help everything from artery walls to joints and cartilage and so forth. He also needs to, for his thyroid, I want him to take the Ocean's Gold. He could take 3 of those twice a day. Okay. And then I did that. For his prostate, he can take the ProstFX, take 3 of those twice a day. And let's see here. Fatigue, he needs a rebound. Okay. He needs a rebound or a sports shrink. And he can, that'll work. He can take 2-3 doses a day or a rebound. If he's going to take the ones that's in the cans, he's got to pop them the night before he drinks them, puts them in the refrigerator, drink them the next day. If he has fungus in his toes and fingers and skin and every that kind of stuff. He needs our colloidal silver. He can take a dropper full of that under his tongue when he wakes up in the morning, say 5 minutes before breakfast, 5 minutes before lunch, 5 minutes before dinner time, and again, 5 minutes or 15 minutes for bedtime. And this is going to cover a lot of territory for him. So let's get him started. And then he needs to be in contact with us every couple of weeks. And we'll see what's improving, what's not improving. And so we can make adjustments and everything. Because when you've got like 8 diseases like this, he's got a deficiency problem. He's got all kinds of stuff going on there. So all that's got to be rectified before you're going to get magic. Okay. This isn't difficult, but they do have to be addressed. Okay.
Okay, for the neuropathy, he says he's not on blood sugar medication, but with the peripheral neuropathy because of that.
Okay, well, neuropathy has to do with joints and bones squeezing nerves. Okay, the skull again squeezes nerves coming out of the brain, and you get, I don't know, 100 different diseases from the neck down that are caused by just osteoporosis of the skull squeezing all these nerves in the spinal cord. Okay, so this is not difficult, but you have to go. If you want to just get rid of the symptom, take an aspirin. But it'll keep getting worse and worse. We'll need 2 aspirins. It'll get worse and worse. You need 3 aspirin. And then we're going to do surgery and all that stuff. When really all you had to do was get rid of all the bad stuff, take all the good stuff, you know, the 90 essential nutrients, plus the secret sauces for that issue. Have these books, okay? And that's why we got 23 books. They cover the territory. And so you need to guide this guy into reading. We do have over 100 CDs if he prefers to listen to CDs, okay? And this is not difficult, but it does require accuracy. Okay, he doesn't have to make a product. We've got products, okay, for over 600 different diseases. Okay, so that should get him at least started. But he needs to be in contact with you, and you need to be reminding him: are you staying away from all the bad foods? Well, you know, I can't resist having pancakes in the morning. Well, I have pancakes once in a while, but they're corn and rice pancakes with blueberries in them. They're not wheat pancakes or oat pancakes. You got to be very specific, okay? Otherwise, no matter what you do, nothing's going. Well, I tried what Wallach said and it didn't work. Well, if somebody says that, that means they're not doing their part.
And one last thing about the medications he's on, what would you say about those? Should he continue to take them with the
I'm
products?
sorry, I missed that.
The medications he's on, should he continue to take them?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with taking some pain relievers and that kind of stuff to begin with, but he shouldn't have to use them fully after a couple of weeks or a month or so. You should be able to cut it in half and still get results. And then after another month, cut it in half. And after another month, get rid of it. I wouldn't just cold turkey off that stuff, especially in the beginning. He needs to be on this and see some results before he starts reducing the medication, and reduce the medication by 10%, 25%. And then a month later, if you're seeing more improvement, reduce it again. Just don't cold turkey off medication. No, 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 no.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, Farhan. And Dr. Wallach, especially when you're dealing with like medications for blood pressure, because the FDA requires us that they work with their primary care physician when coming off of pharmaceuticals. So as the body is getting nutrition and the cells are becoming healthier and healthier and they're absorbing better and better, they're going to need, it just makes sense, less of the pharmaceutical to get the result. That's
when you're seeing the numbers get better for your high blood pressure, you're seeing the numbers get better for your heart rate, you're seeing numbers get better for your weight. As they're getting better, you can begin to reduce the medication, and don't cold turkey off it, but just reduce it. And talk to your doctor and let him say, oh, well, try 10%, try 25%. Okay, reduction. Let's see what happens in 2 weeks. And then you go back, you go, oh, wow, you're still dropping. Let's reduce it some more. But don't cold turkey off of all your medication at one time, because then you'll need a coffin.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Wallach. And we have YouTube, and the question is, does bleeding hemorrhoids cause arthritis? And what can be done to stop hemorrhoids and their bleeding? So
Okay.
we have somebody that's 5'3", 44 years old, and 150 pounds with blood
Okay, well,
pressure issues and arthritis in the foot.
does have high blood pressure.
Yes.
Okay, and joint problems. Okay. All right. So, but he's interested in what?
How did you overcome hemorrhoids? And he wants to know if hemorrhoids are the cause of arthritis.
Okay, hemorrhoids don't cause arthritis. Hemorrhoids,
Bleeding hemorrhoids. Let me be more
bleeding
specific.
okay, bleeding hemorrhoids are caused by breakdown of the veins in the rectum. Okay, and we always used to say rectum, hell, it killed him. Okay, okay, okay. It's one of those things where when you have bleeding, that means that the veins in the rectum and in the anal area are kind of sticking outside of the body, and your underpants are rubbing up against it, or the toilet seat's rubbing up against it and causing it. And you may even have a breakdown of the walls of the veins there, okay, the hemorrhoidal veins, because you're not taking enough nutrition and it's breaking down, and this is where the blood is coming from. So they actually have inserts that you can put in the rectum. It's kind of like a Tampax kind of thing. You can put in there to prevent the hemorrhoids from poking out, okay? And then wear special pants that have a pad, okay, kind of like a Kotex to hold the, again, to hold the hemorrhoid in. But it's a breakdown of the elastic fibers in the hemorrhoidal veins in the rectum, okay? That's just a simple nutritional deficiency disease. This person will probably have white hair because the same deficiency, because of breakdown of the elastic fibers in the hemorrhoidal veins, the same deficiency causes white. And when the white hair goes away because you're supplementing properly and absorbing properly, because you're giving up all the bad foods so you can absorb, so you know the hemorrhoidal veins are getting happy when your hair color is coming back.
All right. So what products would you recommend for this person, Dr. Wallach?
Okay. Weighs 150 pounds kind of thing.
150 pounds, 5'3", 44
Okay.
years old, male.
Okay. Needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat and butter, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go. and carbonated water needs to go. And then I'd have them take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. I weigh 142, and I'd take 2 healthy brain and heart packs doses a day. Okay. They'll last, 2 healthy brain and heart packs will last you a month. $12 a month of the MSM. So you take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, or dinner, and that will support and promote maintenance, repair cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue in all locations, the walls of arteries, all walls of veins, your skin, bones, joints, everywhere. Okay. Tendons, ligaments, and then also collagen and peptides. It's good without the morning drinks, through the evening drink, because of the high blood pressure. Also needs the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. 3 words: Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month to support healthy blood pressure and blood flow through blocked arteries. And let's see here. I also like the because of the brain issues and this and the other, because the same thing's happening in the brain that's happening in the rectum. Okay. And it's one of those things where you don't want the same issues happening in the brain, because then you really have trouble. Okay. That you're doing all this stuff, and give us a call every couple of weeks. Tell us what's getting better, what's staying the same, and we can adjust things as this goes along.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And next we're going to go to Sherry with her hand up. Sherry, go ahead and unmute yourself, and you're on live with Dr. Wallach. Oops. Now try.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, this is a female. I don't have her weight or her age. She suffers from pulmonary fibrosis. She wants to know if there's anything that can help her from getting worse. She says her medication is very difficult to handle.
Okay. Well, when you have pulmonary fibrosis, this means you're missing things that prevent tissue. Okay, so we need to again get rid of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, brown, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And as well as carbonated water has got to go. Then per 100 pounds of body weight, 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. If they weigh 130 to 140 pounds, I'd go with 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, take a full dose of everything twice a day. And then the MSM, if they weigh 110 pounds, 1 bottle of MSM, take 3 twice a day, okay? And that will help rebuild the connective tissue in the lungs. We do have Oxybody. I like Oxybody. I take an ounce of that at breakfast, ounce of that at dinner time. That'll give more oxygen. Okay, don't have to carry around a big machine with you. Oxybody is an oxygenated supplement. It's liquid, tastes good. I have an ounce at breakfast, ounce at dinner time. And then we got to be thinking about all those elastic fibers and this, that, and the other. Don't forget the collagen peptides. Don't forget the MSM. And what else would you throw in there for the lungs, Rebecca?
You named my top pick would be, and that's for the Oxybody. And then of course the brain and heart pack has 2 different EFAs, which are very important for lung function.
Well, there you go.
So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, keep in touch with us because these things are very common and people want to know, well, how that guy do that had that problem, because I want to try it and kind of thing. Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
all right, and Sherry, go ahead and stay on with us. And Dr. Wallach, you get a quadruple A+ for today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Daily with Doc. I know you have to get to do that as well. So thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Thank
for
you,
gracing
everybody. God bless you. Super job, Becca. Super job, team. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Hey, you.
And if I can get my other co-hosts on with me as well, that would be absolutely fabulous. Folks, this is a team effort. It takes a community, and this community is on a crusade. As Dr. Wallach mentions, it's a 90 for life crusade to save humanity and the world, or the world and humanity. Not sure which one's coming first, but I think we're just going to go with it. You have heard a message that can change somebody's life for the better. Share this message with somebody that you know. If you were shared this program by somebody, get back with them. Tell them thank you for sharing this program with me, and how you also can get the products that Dr. Wallach is mentioning through their preferred way of obtaining the products. We are a community filled with people that have a passion for people and health, but not just sick management. We are in wellness management, folks. There's so much you can do to provide wellness and promote wellness within your own life, within your families, within your communities, and all together, we can change the world. I want to thank my co-hosts, Marilyn Pizzera, for all the information she was retyping and transcribing rather, and putting it in the chat so that we could see what Dr. Wallach is recommending in print. For Sherry Browning, and as she was watching all of the cameras, and she's a great coach. She can do more than just watch cameras and let people in the door. But that's a very important part, because without that job, fitting in. And then we have AJ, who is out in YouTube land and here with us in the Zoom room, transferring information back and forth so that I don't miss anything, which I know we didn't get to all the questions that were out there. It was a very active day out on YouTube. So folks, if we did not get to your question, go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact option. You can send us an email and we will get an answer to your questions as well. And last but definitely not least, I have my sister Ruth Ellen, who is here. She is my executive production manager, and making sure that the production actually is, recorded and broadcast, and that I don't forget anything. So I just want to do a special thank you to her and to all of you for taking the time, investing time so that you can gain. We're not chemical deficient, folks. We're nutrient deficient. How simple is that? Replace the deficiencies so the body can thrive, not just survive. Again, my name is Becca Dukes, and I am honored to be able to bring this program to you and give you just an option to be able to take action. So we're calling you to take action because you're worth it. If you have never spoken with anybody about longevity, the products, or Dr. Wallach, and you would like to, we do have a call team standing by at 855-949-3377. You can also use that option on the website to contact us and send us an email, and one of our certified holistic health exactly what is right to meet your health concerns and your goals. Until next time, bye for now.